So I feel that in the UK today that a lot of new migrants sort of have these challenges with integrating with the country and sort of being more comfortable and sort of adapting to the customs and sort of cultural dynamics that the UK has to offer. You know, it's quite diverse and there's a lot of new and sort of different things that a lot of people can be learning or doing. And I feel that's sometimes quite a struggle for a lot of people. And this video here is basically a way for us to sort of find a solution to that and also be able to provide the support and find ways for EasyStepUK to sort of, you know, be able to reach out to those sort of people that need that help. In terms of project ideas I would probably say that a festival or some sort of cultural event that goes on within the town that, you know, sort of enriches the cultures, the many different cultures within the UK would really help. You know, putting up these stalls where people can try different foods, try different cultural activities, you know, listen to music and dancing and all that sort, where a lot of cultures can come together and sort of mingle and realise that there's a lot more alike in the UK than we realise. Like here in my area, there was recently a what we call Barrio Fiesta for the Filipino community, where a lot of people sort of decide to come together and make this whole big festival to share and sort of spread the culture of the Philippines. And you know, there's a lot of different people that get involved with it, not just Filipino people as it is. And then this moves on to how I believe that, you know, a lot of young people can get involved with this. So one way that I think a lot of the youth and the young people can get involved is sort of have this be brought to them, you know, in schools, in colleges, at universities, where a lot of young people and students will be brought face to face with this issue. You know, have someone from the organisation sort of be able to direct this and sort of funnel it through their classes. And you know, those that are eager will, I'm sure, be able to have themselves volunteer and sort of sign up to these schemes where, you know, they can help out in these new events and festivals and activities to help these sort of new migrants sort of fit in and, you know, help them understand with a lot of the way that things work in the UK, or, you know, even just help them feel a bit more safe and comfortable. Now, in terms of scaling up and sort of developing these projects, I feel like there's a few things that I should go over and sort of talk about to understand how you can get the best out of this project, or measuring how successful it can be. So in terms of scaling up and going town to town and sort of area to area, I think a lot of this will be to try and gain connections throughout different councils and different boroughs, and just sort of get in contact with a lot of those places and show that you know, show what your project was able to do, and show that it was able to bring people together and, you know, make the community feel a bit nicer and sort of safer and a bit more comfortable for a lot of different diverse sorts of people. You know, possibly you can show videos or social media posts, and in order to showcase that your project is really doing something and making a mark within the community. In terms of measuring success, I'd probably say, you know, a lot of metrics such as profile visits, likes, and online social media presence, you know, is a real good factor in seeing how well a lot of people have managed to engage. You know, at these events, it's not just about how many people go to them, but also how they are able to be retained for the future. You know, being able to get them to be followers of, you know, the events and the sort of organisation that you're deciding to go for is very important, as, you know, maybe the next time that you decide to do something, they will also show. So it's not just about who turns up and sort of what goes on in the event, but also whether you're able to keep that and retain that, and also reflect it in social media, or, you know, down the line in the future when you decide to do something else. This swiftly then follows on into keeping motivation, and that's exactly what I've said is important for when a project is finished. You're now thinking about the next one, and in order to do that, you need to make sure that you still have that presence, you still have built that reputation, and people can be involved in the next one. You know, keep them within your email links, keep them within social media updated constantly with, you know, when the dates are for the next one, or, you know, where they're able to help out. In terms of being able to organise these sort of events and these community projects, I feel there are a few qualities that you really need to have. I'd like to start with being cohesive, just being able to sort of have a great understanding of the community as it is and the sorts of different people that you're working with, because, you know, especially for new migrants in this stage, a lot of them will be very diverse and sort of different to a lot of different people, and I feel like it's all about a community being able to make sure that you understand that everyone needs to be involved and sort of sort of feel seen as part of this community and part of this project. Being charismatic allows for people to have this sense of trust and sort of being able to be strong in front of a lot of people means that your reputation, your brand image is just likely to go up and likely to be more trustworthy among people, which allows you to sort of gain this retention of audience and sort of different people around the country. But for me, yeah, as a final thought, I would probably say that I would make it a bit more of a friendly sort of environment. I think a lot of people, new migrants especially, struggle to adapt to the environment and sort of people around them who, you know, like, it's quite hard because you obviously are brought up in different backgrounds and you might not know or understand the sort of the social and cultural sort of behaviours in the UK, which, you know, I think a lot of people need to sort of give time and a lot of resources into to help these people sort of adapt to that and, you know, learn about each other, because I think that's the most important part, is making sure that people can learn that everyone's different and find a way to help each other and support that. So I'd hope that young people are able to then volunteer and, you know, make it easier for these people that they might not know, might not quite understand, but find a way to just bridge that gap, you know, which will hopefully be a bit more positive and have a greater mindset on helping one another. But yeah, it's me, Miguel, again. I hope you enjoyed this video, so I'll see you in the next one.